Mr. Speaker, I rise with great pleasure to speak with unbridled support for this. And with the enthusiasm, it's for a project called Project Waialeale. Some of you may have heard of Waialeale as the highest mountain peak in Kauai, which it is, but it's all about bringing poor and disadvantaged children to the college level. It has its roots in the pilot project in Kauai, and it's touched the lives of hundreds so far, it'll be thousands I'm sure in the future, who have never had an opportunity to attend college. This is primarily and solely because of social or economic disadvantages. Mr. Speaker, it's the great equalizer. No longer is poverty an excuse for anybody in Kauai not to be able to go to college. Too many of Hawaii's working families have just said, look, the tuition is so high nowadays, we cannot afford it. And quite frankly, Speaker, only 18% of the people of Hawaii have college degrees. So we haven't really bumped those numbers. But this project is one that can do that. And as I show you, will be doing that. Through the Waialeale project, the poor or disadvantaged get $5,000 per year for tuition at the Kauai Community College. Not only for tuition, but it also offers support services, mentoring, motivation, and guidance to students who will be completing an associate's degree. Mr. Speaker, since its inception in 2008, almost 230 students have participated in the program. And it's been so successful that you can say that 10% of all the kids that come out of the Kauai Community College are sponsored by this project. And just speaking earlier with Jim, the present class in Kauai Community College, 20% are in the Waialeale project. That is impressive, how projects can make a difference. The origin, colleagues, is from a study that was done of the U.S. Census, and it found that those who only complete 1 year of college, repeat, just 1 year of college, have a 35% more income in their lifetime. 1 year of college, 35% of income. And interestingly, 1 year of college gives them 7 years longer of life. This is not something that we made up in Hawaii Kai. This is something that comes right out of the census. Mr. Speaker, this is impressive, and this is what led the vision, or the visionary, to put this project conceptually into reality. Mr. Speaker, I'm proud to be able to introduce the generous, kind, compassionate, and creative genius behind this project, Waialeale. He is none other than Mr. James Lally. James, will you stand up and be recognized by the body here? Members, that's Jim Lally. You can tell by the way he's dressed, he's from the high-tech industry. No, we couldn't tell that. But he came out of the high-tech industry doing creative and innovative things, of which I will not go in detail. But it's with his concern and his move to the Big Island that he became involved in Kohala School, and they're in the process now of building a Palama Nui in Kona. And he's a trustee of the University of Hawaii, and has just assured me that these are pilots that are going on, and if they work, he'll be on all islands with the Waialeale project. Mr. Speaker, lastly, and in closing, I want to give you a flavor and a taste of what this project is really about, because I'm really excited about it. And just reading the brochure has a big picture of Waialeale with a road leading in the front of it, and it says, "Where's your road taking you?" And then it goes on to say, "You may have never thought of college as an option. In fact, you may have been told that college isn't for you." Does that sound familiar? Sometimes the culture of poverty has people saying, who you think you're going to go to college? And then it goes on to say, if finances have kept you from attending college, here's the opportunity to enter a unique program that, 1, creates a learning environment designed to help you succeed in college, 2, provides scholarships and academic support, 3, helps you to attain certificates and associate's degree, and then get this phrase, or just take a few college courses. Just try taking a few college courses. How many scholarship programs give you a deal like that? And Mr. Speaker, 60% of the kids that go to this college have just come out of high school. Another 40% have come out of social welfare, unemployment lines, and even prison. This is really an equal opportunity program. And they give people a chance. They call the community college office, and Mr. Lally has assured me everybody gets in. Everybody who wants to study gets in. So, Mr. Speaker, in summary, we honor and commend the Waialeale project and its generous entrepreneurial founder, Mr. Lally, for providing an opportunity for non-traditional students. And this is probably one of the best private-public partnerships that we've ever discussed on this floor, Mr. Speaker. Now, all projects have friends. All projects have those who are supporters. And Mr. Lally has 2 and 3 of those with him today, and I'd like to introduce them. They are celebrities in their own right, but that's for a different floor presentation. First is Mr. Bert Kobayashi. Not our Bert Kobayashi on the floor, but Mr. Kobayashi, will you rise and be recognized? Next is Naomi Lowe and Paul Lowe. Thank you to the Lowes. Good supporters. Mr. Lally, this body and the people of Hawaii, thank you for what you've done in a creative way. It shows that individuals can make a difference when they're committed and they put their mind, money, and heart into action. Thank you for all that you've done and that you'll continue to do. And on behalf of this body, I encourage you, replicate it on all the islands if you possibly can. Mr. Speaker, I yield to the proud representatives from the island of Kauai.
Thank you, Representative. Representative Kawakami, please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise in strong support.
Strong
Mr.
support.
Speaker,
Proceed.
it takes a village to raise a child, and this is one great example of an individual who's built a village that has in turn built bridges and roads in order for people to be strengthened and empowered. Mr. Lally, you and your organization are the parachutes for many who would have fallen through the cracks. On behalf of the Kauai delegation, mahalo nui loa. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Representative. Further discussion, Representative Morikawa.
Mr. Speaker, strong support.
Strong support, please proceed.
I'd like to give a little story about my experience with this project. 2 years ago, I had the opportunity to nominate a senior student at Waimea High School for the Waialeale Scholarship Program at the Kauai Community College. I was the Waimea High School, one of the Waimea High School golf coaches for this very bright, athletic young man whose future seemed promising. However, just before graduation, he and his dearest friend were involved in a tragic auto accident, which resulted in his friend's unexpected death. It was shortly after that incident that I decided to submit a nomination for this boy so he could have the means to attend college. To me, it was a motivation for him to move on with his life because he certainly didn't see any direction or purpose for living. He made it to graduation, but every day was a struggle, and he had so many moments of depression. I remember holding him after graduation and trying to stop the agonizing tears and sobs and asking him to start thinking about his future and how his friend would have wanted him to continue living. You cannot imagine how happy I was to hear that he got the scholarship to attend Kauai Community College and how he has succeeded in getting through that awful time of his life and becoming a fine young man with a bright future. So, Mr. Jim Lally, thank you and all of you for what this program does. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Representative. Any further discussions? Representative Tokioka,
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, in strong support.
please proceed.
And real briefly, I'd just like to have the words from the introducers of the Rezo inserted into the journal as if they were my own. And I'd like to also thank Mr. Lally on behalf of all of the children that you've touched on Kauai. Mahalo, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. So ordered. The request is so ordered. Members, further discussion on this resolution? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye. The motion is carried. Representative Ward, please proceed with the presentation of the congratulatory certificates and leis.